and welcome to the Not So Intellectual Podcast. We are here live at the Comic Excitement Convention. I was about to say tour. As always, my co-host to the Not So Intellectual Podcast, Leesa Chan, aka Booty Lee. What was it? AKA
Booty Lee. We've been saying Booty Lee
because that's what you wanted.
It just rolls that way.
So this is second day, Sunday, and it's a small one. It's a small convention, but it's really good.
The first year this convention's being held. It was a turnout, for something that was we found like on a whim, didn't we?
Yeah, we found it on Facebook.
Yeah, so on average, most of the people I think found this who don't know the people who are running it, found it on a whim. So this is, for LA, this is a pretty good turnout.
Yeah.
Considering like people here are like, I got better shit to do.
There's
not enough names there. I don't want to be there.
Yeah. There was a contest, a cosplay contest, and the winner would get $10,000, and the one who won definitely deserved it. There was a lot of detail to this person's costume. It was huge. It was like like 10 feet tall, dude.
Yeah, I would say like about. I would need to look at the photo again, but yeah, he was like maybe like almost 9
feet.
Maybe 9 feet tall.
It was a guy from some type of video game. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I forgot the game too. We could post a picture on the website.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and post a picture on the as a thumbnail. There you go.
Yeah, we got some.
Give props to the guy who won the $10,000.
I'm sure they'll publish his name and information on the website soon, hopefully, because I'm like, oh man, that person did a really good job. I was gonna do my own costume, but
the plan was for us to be here on time, but the information that they had online.
I meant for the Ursula costume.
Oh yeah, the Ursula one. So, no, but the costume you have on, Lisa's wearing a Raven costume.
Yes.
That she made, which looks amazing.
And I've got a lot of positive feedback.
I think she would have at least gotten a badge, because they were giving out I guess badges for people
I know who I would have been competing with for like best sewing, or I think that was one of the categories. So I think I would have been able to get something, but like I am not even bothered by the fact that I know I wouldn't have won against that guy.
No,
even
that
with
guy.
The Ursula costume, I don't.
No, you know what? Who knows? I mean, that guy because detail work.
The costume I'm doing has no movable parts. The tentacles don't move. And all that stuff. Now, if I wanted to do a wearable puppet thing, yeah, sure, but that's some other stuff. I'm not. That's a lot. I'll save that for if I do that Demona cosplay.
Yeah, that'll be a good cosplay. Demona?
It's Goliath's baby mama drama.
Yeah. This is, we're in the Los Angeles Convention Center.
We're in the Kentai Hall.
Kentai Hall, there you go.
Sounds like hentai, but it's with a K. But it's pretty cool. There's some nice artists here. We got some cards yesterday and chatted with a few. We'll make our way around to the tables we didn't go to yesterday. And, maybe if they do it again next year, maybe I can enter. Also possibly Ben here, because I think it would be an easy way for people to be like, hey, pop-up shop type of thing.
There are a lot of local artists here doing that. They have a lot of awesome little things, awesome artwork. Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, so look at Comic Excitement on Instagram, Twitter,
They have
or
an
Facebook.
Instagram. Yeah, they have all damn things.
Just Comic Excitement Convention.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. They're not paying us to promote it, but they're nice people. It's a nice show.
They're not bad for being their first year.
If you need a reason to wear your costume, and you live in LA, then do it. There are other conventions going on this month.
Yeah.
I haven't looked it up yet, but I saw that it's like.
We're definitely gonna go to
Anime LA.
Anime Expo. Anime LA. What's that?
That's supposed to be this month in January, but I'm like, this month's almost over.
Yeah.
So when? So I don't know.
I'm also broke, so
I'm just curious about it. I know I'm not going, but I'm broke too. Yeah, we did it up big.
Yeah, we went hard this weekend.
We went hard this month.
Yeah, but
Well, we've been going hard since like Christmas. Really.
It's been cool though. I've been enjoying it.
We've had a lot of fun though, so it's totally fine. But what is it? What happened yesterday?
What happened yesterday?
Oh yeah, so we stayed at what hotel was that?
Oh yeah, the Marriott.
We stayed at the Marriott.
LA Live hotel.
At LA Live, so we knew everything was gonna be expensive anyway. But Jesus Christ, the water.
For 4 water bottles, I ended up spending $16, close to $20 basically.
This is our own fault for being lazy, but we were like, oh, we'll just get water from the little shop at the hotel. Oh my goodness. What were we thinking?
Why?
But we refilled our bottles at the convention center, so it's not a huge deal. It's still
so,
like
pro tip.
Basically spent $4 on a plastic bottle.
If you're going to stay at a hotel, make sure you bring some type of large water bottles or something.
Sure.
So you don't want to
bring
fucking
yourself
pay
a portable water filter.
an outrageous amount of money.
Especially if you're staying somewhere expensive.
Yeah. But, it was...
Or just melt your ice. But good luck with that.
The hotel's nice though.
Was there a coffee maker?
Yeah, there was a coffee maker. You can melt your ice there.
Yes, you could put the ice in the coffee maker and then make yourself some tea or whatever.
Yeah.
But
it's
flavor.
We don't advise that because we don't want to be responsible for you fucking up a
explode.
Just catches on fire. How?
No,
it's supposed to be ice.
I think more likely the glass would just explode.
Yeah.
It's like a heating element with ice in it.
Yeah.
Thin glass just. Bam! Sir, we're gonna have to take that fee from you. It was $50 for like if you fuck up anything. So
Oh yeah.
It would have been $50 for a mini coffee maker that probably cost $20.
Pretty much.
So, but we behaved. It was a really nice hotel room.
Yeah.
I got some ideas for small space living. They had a sliding door on the bathroom.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then the sliding door in the shower was dope.
That was cool too. The only thing is, you pull it closed and then it would kind of slide back open a little. So you're like splashing water out the shower onto the floor. But I'm guessing because maybe the floor is slightly angled or something. I don't know. Whatever.
So,
maybe it's my fault.
So today at the convention, there's going to be a fashion show. And I'm gonna
only the most cosplayers gonna
the
do.
cosplayist.
What? Fuck it.
And I'm gonna be recording it with my 3D camera, so you guys can see it on the YouTube page.
You can see our reactions and the show.
You can look around. Make sure you have your VR headsets ready for that, so you can see and pretend like you're here.
Just pay us the money.
Or just like the page, like the video.
The money means likes
no big deal.
and follows.
But yeah, we're going to try to go to Anime Expo later on this year. That'll be my first Anime Expo.
Mine too.
So it should be dope.
Well, we have to go.
Yeah. Well, I think
there's
by
a lot
then
of costumes happening.
Your Ursula costume will be done.
Do you want to have your Dr. Doom?
Danger Doom. I kind of want to do the Danger Doom now.
Just have your rat face.
Yeah.
It's the same
people
body.
Who know,
just got a red head, right?
So the way he looks, I'll show you the picture later. If people who don't know Danger Doom, he's MF Doom and Danger Mouse. They collab together to do this Adult Swim themed album way back when. I want to say early 2000s. But yeah, it's a really good album. You guys should check it out. And
yeah, it was like 2005, I think.
Yeah, around there.
It came out.
But MF Doom, he usually wears a Dr. Doom, I guess, helmet.
Thingy.
Like, yeah. So we've been thinking about doing some type of cosplay like that.
Well, he wants to be Dr. Doom, and I think you should just be Dr. Doom. But you could do a little homage with the rat head or something.
Yeah, I got to think about it, but we have a long time before then. But definitely, well, it's a couple months. It's July.
Between my stuff.
Oh yeah.
If we're doing your costume, it's gotta between the two. I kind of want to take longer.
I kind of want to do the armor for that. Like I want to try to do it.
What is it?
The armor pieces the.
Well, I say look at this costume again and really think about it. Because like I said, it's gonna. You want it to be something comfortable instead of you sitting on, that stuff. I think you could do some plating here and there. But either way, cosplay. So I shaved all my tentacles down, and I have photos of that. I got to put together a little album of like my process. I don't have to, but I think it's cool to do.
Where can they see your Instagram? Pimp out the Instagram.
Ludically at Instagram. Instagram at
Ludically.
That's what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said it backwards. Yeah, so I'm gonna post it there. I think I'll maybe put it on my portfolio on Carbon Made. We'll see. I'll just basically post it up wherever. But I got to start a little album. But I want to curate my photos and like make sure that they're, it makes sense, like the order I'm doing it in.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm happy. I carved all my tentacles. They look good. And now I'm in the process of deciding the construction, I guess. Like I did some planning, but you can plan all you want, but you don't know what's going to happen until you start working on whatever you work on. I mean, I'm sure there are people who have it down to a science, but I never, even in my professional work, I'm like, okay, this is the plan, but these are the backup plans if that plan doesn't work.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. So we'll see how that works out.
I've been having a little bit of a confidence issue going to restaurants in my full getup.
Yeah, he doesn't like going out in actual public in his costume.
No, it's okay. It's just, I don't know. I don't like all the eyes looking at me. I'm weird like that. But here is everyone's wearing a costume, so like it's not a big deal.
Or at least this is the acceptable place.
This is a place where it feels the most comfortable.
Between going home between home and the convention and the convention and home, that's it. But like I'm like, hey, let's go out to dinner, whatever. He's like, do you think they'll serve us in the restaurant? I'm like, what? I
seriously thought that they were gonna be like, yeah, you guys, can you guys come back?
Do not.
Can you guys not though?
I think as long as we're not dressed like in a mech suit.
I mean, yeah.
Then they're like, okay, whatever. But even then, if we reserved a space and then we came in with the mech suit and it's just like, oh, I asked for a table for 6.
Yeah.
And then I fill up the table with my mech suit. I think they'd be perturbed as well.
Perturbed.
They'd be bothered.
So we've been walking around the Los Angeles area, specifically around the LA Live area, and Lisa definitely keeps getting stopped.
Yeah,
like
her booty. No, it's not.
She looks awesome today, as always.
I have on whiteout contacts, so it's my eyes. Like people are like, okay, yeah, costume, and then they look at my face and they're like, oh, it's the no mask.
Oh, there's a no mask. Is it called the no mask or no name?
No face.
No face. There's an awesome no face walking by.
So it's been interesting. It's small, intimate. Like we said.
Yeah, it's an intimate affair here.
Quiet though.
Well, we're early. It's still early right now. Yeah. I think the fashion show starts at 2. We're at an hour away from that.
Yeah, that's the primary event today.
Yeah.
So it's basically like, hey, come walk around, chill out.
Buy some things if you want to buy.
Ran into a cool dude who has Cthulhu puppets.
Yes, those Cthulhu puppets are awesome.
So he's got other puppets too. Like he's got rabbits, owls, kangaroos, stuff like that. Whatever animal you think of, but the Cthulhu puppet got me, and I kind of want to get it because it's fun. But I want it a little bigger. Like this one, I'm a little bit bigger, so he sits on my shoulder.
Well, remember that girl that's on Facebook that she makes these awesome, elaborate like puppets? Do you remember that?
The one who makes the puppets that
look
like
dragons?
Animals?
Yeah.
She's using her whole arm.
Yeah, I want one of those.
She's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and link that in the description for her, because those, man, if you have the money for it, go for it, because those look freaking realistic as fuck.
If you have a love for like just like silly little things that make you happy, and it's just like, I guess, think about it this way, it's like, okay, spending $150 to maybe $300 on a puppet that'll entertain you and bring
probably
joy
works
to
for
other
your
people
costume too if you're into that type of stuff.
Yeah, that too. And then also, like, I don't know, maybe you could use it for entertainment purposes for your job. Like, that investment could also translate. It's the same way as someone buying, like, what's something that people buy that's just like, okay, you buy that? A smartwatch.
I mean, yeah, smartwatch, Fitbit.
Or Fitbit.
Yeah.
Or just like a game console. You know, because it's like, think about things that don't do anything for anyone else but you.
The person.
It's for you.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if you're not a gamer and you love puppets, do this puppet thing. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, I kind of want to try it. This guy makes wall busts of mythical creatures.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, I have so much like waste stuff sitting around that I could use to make that with. But we'll see. I might use it for cosplay. Like, I want to make your muscle suit for your Red Hood costume.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, every time Rick wants to wear a costume, I utilize that as an opportunity to make something to put in my portfolio. Speaking of which, I need photos of you in this.
Oh, yeah, we're going to take photos. For sure.
I need you to wear the makeup and everything.
Okay, I'll wear the makeup.
All the stuff.
I'm down.
Put on your makeup.
Put it on. Am I pretty now, Mama? So,
why'd you leave the keys up on the table?
Well, if for people who love wrestling, there is, or who grew up watching wrestling, Rikishi's here today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's over there, sitting over there. I've been very like a kid, try not to go over there because I'm
what the fuck? We could have did that.
You're amazing.
Let's go do it right now. Let's go do it right now. Be like, hey, we got a podcast. Here's
no,
he's
gonna want money.
We just want you to say hi. That's it. Like, oh, when you
if I had the money
you're
for
on
it,
it right now.
I'd definitely give the money for it, but
$50.
I am broke as fuck right now. So
yeah.
As much as I would want to go over there and talk to him, I know that it's gonna
the guy that
cost a pretty penny for a little picture.
The woman, I think her last name was Perez.
Yeah.
But I forgot her first name.
I want to say Rachel, but I could be wrong.
We could be wrong. She played Rita Repulsa in Power Rangers.
For those who know.
So, for those who know what's up. And the Rita Repulsa, not like that new age bullshit.
Not that fucking green bullshit.
Like,
former Green Ranger bullshit.
So yeah, I kind of wish I made that cosplay so I could wear it, but
that's one of them you can do for sure.
Just show up as her.
That'd be dope. So there's a transformer looking dude out here that looks fucking legit as fuck.
Yeah, he's got like
he's tall.
Lights.
He's about another 10-footer.
Yeah, he's got on stilts.
Yeah.
There was a girl with stilts on in the show yesterday.
Oh yeah, the Jack Skellington girl.
Yeah, so she was she was like a female Jack Skellington. She had on the long suit with the legs and a white hair. Whew, excuse me. Sorry guys. And yeah, she looked really awesome, and it was like, okay, so there's this thing that happens if you're not a stilt walker and you go to walk in stilts, you could fall.
Yeah.
We all know this.
Unfortunately, she took a little bit of a tumble.
Yeah, she didn't fall. She didn't hit the ground, but she fell a little, like, down, and everybody had to pick her up. And I was like, please don't fall. You look so great. But she did really well, and I'm assuming, like, she practiced. But, you know, a seasoned stilt walker has years of experience.
Yeah, definitely.
And not months. So I say, like, she's badass for getting up on those things. And
Hell yeah.
Like, fuck that.
And honestly, her costume looked fucking cool.
She looked awesome.
She looked awesome.
She looked really good. She looked like she was having fun.
And that's what it's all about.
You know, it's like walking up a narrow flight of stairs.
Yeah.
With no railing.
And this is like, it looks like a fashion
I think that's
catwalk.
a challenge for professionals.
It's like a catwalk type of thing.
It's pretty wide, but it's just, you know, it's an uneven surface.
Yeah.
You know, it's up, it's raised. So you can feel that it's hollow, I bet, even through the stilts. So yeah, I'm sure this is a challenge for anyone. It's stilts. So yeah, and everyone was supportive. No, they gave her an extra applause, because she, you know, she's doing a damn thing.
Yeah, she didn't give up.
And no one laughed at her because she was falling, because it was kind of funny looking, but it wasn't like funny at the moment, because we were like, oh shit, she's gonna fall. So, and who else was out there?
Oh, awesome. There's a, what do you call it? An enchantress over there.
Oh man, I can't see it. So the whiteout contacts, if you ever do a character that superhero that has to have white eyes or something, and you wear these contacts, they are comfortable. We got them from
MagicAngelEyes.com.
Yes, and they're really cheap, but they're basically like, you're gonna wear these for the weekend and then toss them out, or for like 1 week. You'll put them on a couple times.
It says to wear it for a month and throw them away.
Yeah, but who is getting use out of these for an entire month? I guess if you buy them for Halloween, you could like Halloween it up. But you can't drive in them. You can.
Specifically for the ones that Lisa is wearing, it's covering the whole. Yeah.
Yeah, the whiteout contacts. They're not functional for regular life. So like crossing the street, you can see the signs. You can see the light up signs. But it's one of those things like I didn't trust my sight that enough to just walk out in the street. So I'd say if you ever wear these things, make sure you got a buddy with you, somebody that cares about your safety.
Yeah.
So you don't get, hit by cars or anything. Like I'm trying to look across the convention and Rick's seeing all kinds of cool things, and I can only see so much. I can see silhouettes after a certain point, but making out details to see like, specific characters. I'm like, you gotta describe it.
Yeah.
Like we went to Starbucks and I'm like, are those apples? It's right in front of me.
Are those apples?
Couldn't tell.
So there's awesome costumes. I'm looking at a Joker from the comic books. His face is all tore up. Every time that dude is talking, the teeth are moving. It looks awesome.
I think
Good job on that one.
From here, it looks like Phantom of the Opera.
Even if you guys don't dress up, you should just go to a convention, one of these type of conventions once in your life if you're into
it.
it.
His red hood?
Yeah, that's a nice red hood.
Looks really good.
I'm a little envious. Like I wanted to wear my red hood costume
today.
today.
That the new design of yours is gonna look like Deadshot or something. Not Deadshot.
No.
What's his name?
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, a lot of death in the comic books.
Well, it's just like
names.
Deadshot, Deathstroke, Backstroke.
Deathstroke.
Too many names that are too similar. Like I wasn't super into comics when I was younger, so when I got older and I started discovering different characters and stuff, I'm like, man, there are too many characters that are literally the same person.
Yeah, just a little tweaking.
And in between Marvel
so they won't
and
get
DC,
sued.
It's just like, seriously? No, it's just like there's quite a few that are the same fucking character.
Yeah.
In the same franchise. And you're like, you guys are the same. The only difference is people die when you touch and they just get sick when you touch them. Like, or it's just like you spit fire and you spit rain. Like, it's not that different.
Spit the hot fire.
Hot fire. Dylon.
So I got the idea last night when we were hanging out last night at the hotel about doing a Barry White costume. But I don't think I'm very dark for it.
I don't think you're dark. It's not really the darkness. I just feel like you need to have the hair.
Yeah.
And
I would have to get a wig.
Like, it depends on what era of the Barry White you're gonna do. Are you gonna do 70s Barry White with the curls? Are you gonna do like 90s, 80s Barry White with the snatchback? So it's just one of those weird things. And yeah, he is like way darker, and then he's a big dude. Like,
yeah.
He was big.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it ain't gonna work out too much.
Wear a fat suit for a costume to pay homage to a character, to a person who's a real person. I don't know.
I was also thinking about either like a combination of Rick James and Randy Savage. that would be a good crossover.
Rick Savage.
Yeah, Rick Savage. Yeah. Yeah, that's an idea. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Well, also last time when we got to the hotel, there was these European people who came for I think it was a hockey game or a soccer game. I'm not sure.
Either way, they were here.
But they were like freaking out, like, "Oh my God, you look amazing!" So we ended up taking pictures with them. I have my lightsaber with me, and for some reason, every time someone wants to see the lightsaber, they change the settings, and it takes me forever to change it back to its original setting.
It's like something about the person who doesn't know what they're doing. It's always everything that can possibly have its settings changed get changed by someone who either doesn't understand the concept of the item, doesn't know how to work it.
Yeah.
Because like you give a baby your phone and they reset the factory settings immediately. Like it's just you're like, okay, how?
How?
So, or like you give an old person your computer and then all of a sudden they've erased the most
your computer is back to its default settings.
The most precious items you had saved on your computer are now gone.
Yeah.
Or locked away.
Yeah.
Or they've made, remember old, I don't know if you still can do that, but the old Microsoft computers, you could have like invisible files on the desktop.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can do that still.
Like somehow you let someone who doesn't get computers use your computer, and now all your invisible files are visible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck?
All the porn you were hiding.
All your porn, all your hentai, everybody can see it. All the blackmail.
Oh man.
Or they share like your nude pictures on the internet by
Right.
accident. I am dropping my water. Like, it looks like it's on purpose at this point. Okay, I'll put it down.
But yeah, I mean, this weekend was fun for what it was. I had fun. You had fun?
I did.
Good.
Too.
Me too.
You know, it is kind of like one of those things where you see something, you're like, oh, I wish this was a little bit more this or that, but it's fine. It'd be cool if we had like some more people to hang out with.
Yeah.
Like if we had some friends to tag along, but
Everyone's
we don't
broke.
have money like that
Yeah.
to be paying for nobody else to go. Otherwise, I'd have been like, you're coming.
You get a ticket.
We're doing this.
And you get a
together.
ticket.
Get your dust off your costume.
But you know what?
girl.
I like that it was just us two because it's like close to our anniversary. So
Yeah,
this is a
so
part of our anniversary
We
type
totally
of
had a
thing.
nerd anniversary.
Yeah, and hopefully we get to do something awesome later on this month.
I don't know if that Disney New Year thing is gonna happen. It'd be
Oh,
cool.
well, it'll be cool, but
it's not
we'll
the
see
end
how
of
it
the world
goes.
if we don't go. They're having a Lunar New Year celebration
At California Adventure.
Yeah, at California Adventure, and they're breaking out Mulan, Mushu, all that stuff. So it's gonna be good. And I'm like, okay. And from what I hear, Disney doesn't fuck around when it comes to like, okay, we're gonna do something cultural. They go in. So
Yeah,
I'm like, oh
they go
my
hard.
god, I can't wait to. If we go, I want to eat the food.
Yeah, they did say that they were gonna have like authentic
The traditional foods for
food.
Chinese New Year.
So
and
I
all
want to
that
see if they're actually going to be legit with it, or they're going to get it from PF Chang's, you know?
stuff.
So,
Or I think it'll be a thing of like their own park is gonna create whatever.
you know, I really hope
It'll
that's
most
what
likely be,
happens.
like,
They get
street-
people who
Chinese
are like
street food.
legit. They know what the fuck they're doing, not an imitation.
Well, I mean, okay, think about it. It's a theme park, so the people prepping the food are just gonna be theme park workers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's
But-
going to be PF Chang shit. Like, stuff that.
But I mean, but you should look into stuff that is like that people eat on Chinese New Year. So I'm expecting like the moon pies. Are they moon pies?
I don't know.
Moon cakes. I think that's what they're called. And they're like these pretty cookies with like lotus flavored cream inside. They're pretty good.
I just
And
hope that they come in. They
dumplings,
bring
steamed
it.
buns.
If this is what they're announcing that they're going to do, I hope they bring it. I hope they bring their A game.
Skewered meat. Like I don't imagine there being like dishes of food to sit down and eat, but you know, like Chinese street food that you would get at a Lunar New Year celebration. Like when I went to one in Chinatown in New York,
Yeah.
they had like different street food and stuff that you can get in some places, but it was kind of like specific for the time. There was like a lot of duck, a lot of interesting things, a lot of red things have red stuff on it. So it's pretty good. I sound so ignorant. It's got red stuff on it. Eat it.
It's some red
good.
stuff. It tastes
It
amazing.
looks like Lex. Just eat it.
I am looking at a Supergirl. I think that's one of the professional cosplayers that are over there. The one there. So there's like celebrity cosplayers here as well that you can like get their autographs or pictures. And yeah, really cool. She's wearing a Supergirl outfit.
I've always had
Spot on.
a minor issue with the concept of a celebrity cosplayer. I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. I guess it's the thing of like, I don't follow that. So I enjoy cosplay because I like making costumes and I like the characters I like.
Right.
But like following to be like, oh my god, it's this person who hasn't impacted my life in any way. It's kind of frustrating. That, and it's just like I was introduced to cosplay in a way that it was a community. So I feel like if I'm paying to get an autograph from someone, it's no longer a community and it's now some form of business or trade.
Yeah.
And there is trade involved. Like I get paid to make people's costumes, but I'm still like, you know,
Yeah.
they're still a person to me. And after they make the costume, I'm like, hey, can you send me pictures? You look awesome. I hope you like it. If there's an issue, let me know. You know, and I'm not gonna like bleed them for cash. Usually people give me a tip if I do that, which is cool. But if they don't have the money, I'm not gonna like blacklist
hound them. Yeah.
Hey, you owe me $20 because I sewed your button back on. Like, it's bullshit.
I need my money.
Give me my money back.
But yeah,
So
it's been pretty good.
So yeah, interesting thing happened in the news. Rick pointed it out to me.
What?
I saw the post, but I didn't pay much attention to it, and he brought it up earlier about the sign that he said was in Hooters about if you're on a Tinder date or...
So this is I think it may be old news for a lot of people, but we just found out, or at least I found out yesterday.
I saw it like a month ago, and I was just like, whatever. And I went on about my life. So I was just like, you could just fucking leave.
So there's a sign in Hooters where it states that if you are on a blind date or on a Tinder date or on whatever date, social media type of date,
based on from
social
the internet.
media, if it's not going well or if you're creeped out, if you're a woman, you can go ahead and tell your server, bartender, or whoever works there. They will either escort you to your car,
call you an Uber
or Lyft, or call the cops for you,
depending on your situation.
And a lot of other restaurants have been taking the same steps towards that. So I think it's a good idea.
It's nice
it's
to make
time
sure.
of age.
It's nice to know that if you're somewhere in public, that the people at the facility
give a shit
might help you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as a person as an adult who has dated online, I met you online.
Yeah.
It's a thing of like, okay, there is a risk we're all taking, male or female, big or small. You're taking a risk meeting somebody because you don't know who you're going to meet till you meet them in person. But isn't it kind of smart to make sure you have a escape plan anyway?
Yeah.
Like, it sounds crazy, but it's just like,
you should always have a backup plan.
Yeah,
for sure.
every person I've ever met, like, in that circumstance, I'm like, I'm going to meet you at a cafe where at a time when there's going to be a lot of people there, or at least, enough people there where people will see my face, see your face. That way if some shit goes awry, there's people to witness.
Yeah.
And then also the thing of, like, your first time meeting someone, you should really be just meeting them, not going for, like, a romantic dinner and, like, a date and then go to their house. And that's just from someone who's like, hey, you want to be at your absolute safest. Live your life in a way that's a little more formal when you're opening yourself up to people you don't know.
Right.
That's even with, like, meetup.com. Like, you go to the meetup, make sure that shit's at a public place. Don't go to a meetup for the first time at somebody's house where you gotta get a ride to go or you don't know your way.
I won't name any names during this during this story. But in my past, like, that happens. Like, you at least you feel comfortable enough for someone to come to your house so you barely even know a stranger. Sometimes, at least in my case, it goes really well. Yeah,
I've done it, but I'm just like,
but you always gotta make sure, do your research before meeting someone online.
Everyone's gonna do that and open themselves up, but it's that thing of, like, if you're truly afraid of the possibility of something going wrong, then it would be wise to have an initial meetup, and then let that person go where they're gonna go, and you go where you're gonna go, and consider how you feel about this person before you let them into any other part of your life.
True. Good advice.
It's just one of those types of things. It's just like, they might be hot, and your loins are telling you, get it, don't get it right now. There's so much. There's too much to get to get God.
Lesson of the story: don't get it now.
There's too much to get God.
To get God. You know what I hope in the future of these conventions? I want to see more of the magicians. People who don't know this, there's a show on Sci-Fi called The Magicians. It is a fucking great show. It's like Hogwarts for adults. Best way to describe it.
Adults like Hogwarts shit too.
But this is like full on for
magic.
adults.
It's like if Harry Potter took a turn for, like, real life.
Yeah,
like,
they went real.
Life. Not no like, oh, my parents are okay with me seeing this.
Yeah.
Real life. Like what we really do in college and, like, young adulthood.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good. It's I got a couple of little issues with the show, but it's my own problems. But
like what?
I like the show.
Okay.
Well, remember, I was just like, I don't like the fact that the only brown person is this one guy.
No. There's the girl who's friends with the gay guy. She's
the girl
Hispanic.
That's friends with the gay guy.
She's like dark-skinned Hispanic.
Okay, yeah, she is. I forgot about her.
Yeah, sure. So there's
I forgot about those
a
two
good
in
diverse
general.
cast that I like
There's
about
an
that.
interesting, you know what, the dynamic makes them diverse. And
There's
then
also- yeah.
it gets better over time. But if you're, so I wasn't watching it really at first, and then I started watching it. I'm like, okay, I see what he's saying. But like when I first started watching it, I'm like, okay, it's a little,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
a little
you
one-sided here.
You have to be
The
into that type of
main
story.
characters are, like if you just walk in and you
Yeah.
see something going on, you're like, okay. But then I'm watching, I'm like, okay,
so
okay,
cool.
all right, okay, this is awesome. Oh my God. So yeah, it's a really good show. That's not my only issue. It's just like there are a couple of things where it's just like that's really fucking stupid. Why would you even have them do that?
Yeah.
And I don't want to give away situations in the
No, definitely
series.
watch it if you're
But
interested.
for sure, there are some things that are just like, okay, you knew this was dangerous. Why the fuck are you there?
Right?
That type of stuff. So
Yeah.
those things I have issues with, because it's just like, yes, you need drama for the show, but I don't like watching shows where I don't like it in shows when the situation is so like avoidable and the person just head dives into it anyway.
That's
It's
a lot
like,
of
hey,
shows,
the pool
though.
is empty. So, obviously don't jump in there head first. And they're like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna throw myself in here head first.
Yeah.
I'll live. Watch. And then they go splat. And it's just like, what the fuck did you think
But
was
at the
gonna
same
happen?
time, like in The Walking Dead, this shit always happens,
Yes.
especially with fucking Carl.
It drives me crazy. Why
You
isn't he
watch
dead
it
yet?
because that's what's going on. If that wasn't happening, you'd kind of be turned off by it.
No, because I would be interested in a show where people are surviving for real and they're not just getting off by the skin of their teeth because they got lucky because some person appeared at the last minute. Like, how did he get there? You know what I mean? Like when Glenn was underneath all the zombies, how the fuck did he live? They killed him off and they made his head blow open and everything, his eye hanging out. And that was crazy and everything, but
Yeah.
like he shouldn't have even lived to see that situation because of that situation that happened behind the dumpster. Like, it was bullshit. So I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't understand why they write the story around these characters to make them survive longer than they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Or survive through things that nobody would survive through, just to make sure they stay as a part of the story. And then they introduce people who you're just like, what the fuck? Like the fat chick, she was like one of the weakest characters. I'm like, what is she doing? How
What, the
is
fat
she
chick
fat?
with the
How is
glasses?
she this fucking fat during this type of shit?
Oh, I know. what
How
you're
did
talking
she
about.
live? Where was she the entire time? It's been how long? How long has this zombie shit been going on in that situation? Like at least a couple of years.
Yeah.
Like I lost weight from stress. So if
bitch
I
should
can
be
lose, I mean, okay, it's just like to maintain that type of obesity, and it's obesity, because I'm obese. So I'm like, if I can be called obese, that bitch is obese. If you can maintain that type of obesity, that means that you have a steady food supply that exceeds your necessary caloric intake. So that means she's got a full stash. So at some point, they better find a mana stash, like a mega stash of fucking food, because that bitch was too big to just be like, oh, I was stashing canned beans. No. She should have lost a lot of weight. Her skin should have been hanging off of her. She should have looked sick. She should have been like, not hot thin, but like that thin where somebody gets their stomach staple because she's not getting enough food. So everybody else in the village was living off of rations, and this bitch plump as a fucking bird for Thanksgiving. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I'm just
they
like,
killed that person
I'm glad
off already.
she's gone, because it's like everything about her was bullshit. She was useless. She just cried all the time. She was good at math. Like, nobody else can count in the village. Like, what the fuck? How are you alive? Like, I just don't understand that. I'm just like, who preserved her life? Who died so she could live? Because that person should have lived.
Anyways, on another note,
I could go on forever about that. But anyway, I'm just
I
like,
still-
it's interesting because people stopped watching Walking Dead after that episode.
I don't understand that. I still
'cause
think
people
it's
were
good.
invested.
They were like, oh no, you killed my favorite character, I'm gonna stop watching. fuck out of here.
You could watch Walking Dead and watch the show that he's gonna be on too.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like absolutely.
Well, because they killed off a
committed.
character doesn't mean the character's not gonna get any more work.
Yeah. Right? That's what people think. I guess that's how it used to be.
It's because it's their favorite show. One of their favorite characters has been there forever.
Yeah.
They finally kill him off. So I have a feeling, I mean, people who watch like Game of Thrones, they're kind of like, they're expecting it. Because it's been going on since season 1.
Oh, I mean, well, that show, the rule has been everyone you love dies.
Yeah.
Or every character you like,
You've grown fond
die.
of will
Anybody
fucking
you like
get
is
took.
gonna die.
Will get got.
Or they're gonna change to something that you hate. So it's just like, but that's life. I mean, like, when you look back at your own life, if you're over 25 and you look back at your own life in 5-year increments, you sure you liked every version of yourself in the past every 5 years? And if you did, I'm sure when you were 5 years old, you were shit. Because a lot of people are annoying as fuck.
Funny.
And especially when they're children. I like children. They're great. But you know what? If you're a parent, you know you have that day when you're like, man, fuck that kid. And you don't not take care of them. But that kid gets on your fucking nerves sometimes. And you hate them a little bit. Just a little. But you still love them. Because you made them. But yeah, it's just like, come on. If you liked yourself the entire time, you might be a little bit narcissistic. That's okay. But you know, just know that that's you.
But yeah, this is, we have a few more minutes that we're going to keep recording. Wow. This has been an interesting day. It's barely started. We have a few, I think 30 more minutes before the fashion show is supposed to start.
I'm going to try to convince them to go get Bip and Bop in their costumes.
Skibbity bop. Yeah, I want to get Bip and Bop today, but I don't want to be in my costume.
It's on the other side of it's on a different end of where we live.
Yeah, we're in downtown. We live in the valley.
But we live on one side of the valley, and the restaurant that I was suggesting is in another area. It's maybe like a 25-minute drive away from where we live. So it's not far.
No, but at the same time, like we would take an Uber there and then take another Uber back home.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of money.
We'll go home.
Yeah.
Get the car and then.
Yeah, that's
drive. But
that's
I'm just
the way
like,
to do
I
it.
am totally fine with leaving my costume on. But you know, maybe take these contacts
I'm not down.
off.
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to see, especially once it gets dark outside. I can't see.
So yeah, we're gonna do that. But anyways, we're gonna try to do more podcasts this year. That is the goal. I still haven't even put up the last podcast, so that should tell you for my schedule. No, I haven't done it yet.
Priority.
I know. In a couple of days, we're gonna.
Last one before Christmas.
No, this was the last podcast of the year. We were talking about. Yeah. No, I haven't done that one. That was perfect because I'm gonna post that one up first, then I'm gonna post this one.
Yeah.
The other one talks about the incoming new administration. Don't want to talk about that too much because we already talked about it in depth on the other podcast. If you wanted to listen to that, go ahead and listen to that one.
There's new shit to talk about other than that's dealing with that. Speaking.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Check out YouTube. And Rick is cosplayed as Steve Harvey. And during our last convention,
this was at
he prophesized
Stanley's Comic-Con, LA.
The meeting of Donald Trump and Steve Harvey. You can see it there.
It's art emulating.
It's life
imitating art.
Life. Wait.
Art imitating life.
Yeah, I said
or life imitating art.
Imitating life.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, that was crazy.
So yeah, I'm like maybe
there's a glitch in the system and that we caused it.
The system is down.
The system.
Maybe I could cause a few more glitches.
So yeah, that was an interesting happening.
He caused a glitch in the Matrix, and Steve Harvey actually met with Steve.
He's basically a part of the administration. He's going to be helping out.
He said he was
Ben
invited
Carson
by both transition teams
to help the inner
like,
cities. You know what? If that's true that Ben Carson and Steve Harvey are going to be helping inner cities, actually helping, not fucking them over, then I'm cool with that. That's one good thing that this president might be doing. That's good.
His idea either.
No. I mean, he met with Trump. They had a meeting.
But he was invited by both transition teams So I'm thinking there was some type of... So this is me being distrustful of shit when I see it. Celebrities are just regular ass people with more money than us and more attention than us. So like everybody else, money speaks. So he was probably invited by both transition teams, and he's probably going to get some type of salary maybe, or some type of recognition from these people, or some type of privilege for showing up. But the actual outcome, I feel like it's just them trying to get black people to be comfortable with this transition.
For a second term?
With this shit. No, not a second term. Just comfortable with this administration in general.
Oh, okay.
Half of those motherfuckers are backed by have some type of connection to something dealing with KKK. And as a brown person in this country, that makes me really fucking uncomfortable. So don't get Steve Harvey to come tap dance in front of me on TV to try to make me feel better as a black person, that you won't try to come after me and my family. Hell, you already threatened every Muslim here. And it's just like, that's a lot of people I know already. So it's just, I don't trust it. I feel like it's some bullshit.
I'm not trusting it either.
I feel like it's some bullshit. It's like, you know, it would have been even more insulting if they got Al Sharpton. Only difference is Al Sharpton ain't fucking with it at all. They can't get Al Sharpton.
You know what? That's what I'm really happy to see, that all these people who are in positions of power, whether it be a state representative or a senator, they're coming out. Then they're up in front saying no. They're the front line of resistance. Especially with this Jeff Sessions guy.
And
I think his name is fucking Jeff. I don't know. Sessions, whatever his name is.
You know who the fuck
I'm really glad
we've all seen his name on Facebook.
That a bunch of these representatives and senators are coming up and saying, fuck this guy. He's not going to be helping anyone who is brown.
They didn't want him a part of the fucking administration or in any legislation back like 20, 30 years ago because of his behavior. No, they said it was like in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
They wouldn't let him into some. They were like, no, this dude can't be a part of this administration. Yeah. Whatever the administration was, it was like some government entity that he was trying to be a part of.
Yeah.
They were like, no, this dude is too far. So yeah, and then speaking of this new administration trying to roll out black people to get black famous people to try to get black people on their side. Yeah. It's like the worst thing they could have done is what they did, which is have Omarosa's punk ass come out. Like this bitch over here talking like she introducing a new galactic order or something, like it's Star Wars or some shit.
It seriously feels like that.
Y'all gotta bow down. Bitch, you're the only one bending over, bitch. Like you're the only fucking one. You bow down to your master because he put you on TV. And if it wasn't for him, you'd still be out there trying to get your paralegal certification with your bum ass weave, and your mama telling you what to do all the time.
Another thing that happened recently, Zoe Saldana, she's getting a lot of flack for saying that we should support the new president or some shit like that.
She thinks she's white too, so whatever.
I don't know. She's trying to unify. I understand what she's trying to do.
She calls herself trying to unify, but she needs to shut the fuck up because she's not a fucking representative of anybody. It's just like, bitch, you're Dominican. You don't even talk about how you are Dominican. People have asked her about her race, and she just gets all uppity and everything when somebody asks if she's black. It's like the proper response would be like, no, I'm Dominican. This is my heritage or whatever. But she got all tight and everything. So it's just like she's already kind of got on people's nerves because there are Dominican people who are like, why the fuck is she saying she's Dominican? There are black people who think that she's African American that are like, this bitch is lying. So it's just like, as a person of color, trying to get other people of color to think like she thinks, we already ain't on your side because you don't know how to handle questions about things in a normal way. Because it's just like, as a brown person, people get confused about what my heritage is. I'm just like, I'm black. Like, I don't know. This is what I am. This is who I am. I'm this. This is what I identify as. If I find out that there's some other shit in the mix, I'll let people know. But, but...
I have a feeling you've been not necessarily hating on her, but kind of not really her being a fan of her since she started playing Nina Simone in that biopic?
No, I had a problem with the fucking director that picked that. That wasn't... Now, it was her fault for saying yes to the role.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a thing of like, no, but it wasn't that, but that's where that stuff came from. So it's just like, I've been irritated with her as a person who wants to speak out about problems for people of color, but she doesn't talk about how she's a person of color.
Yeah.
It's just like, you can't... It's like how we watched the O.J. Simpson documentary.
Oh,
and
fuck.
I mean,
this was on Vice.
This is on Vice. It's 5 hours long. If you got the time, do it because it's fucking wild.
It is amazing.
But the point I'm making here is that O.J. Simpson, like a lot of people who grew up in a time when being black meant that you were not a person
60s.
and not a part of society. Like, he did not want to be identified as black because if he's a black football player, that somehow makes him less of a man.
It wasn't about being identified as a black man. He didn't speak out when shit was going down.
But what his argument was, what his personal politics is that he's just like, I'm a man first, and then my color comes after. So he's like, I want to be seen as a man because, see, at that time, you were seen as black first and then a man.
But this was during the civil rights protests and all that shit.
So during that time, people were fighting to be recognized as people and not black. So I understand where that came from. But when it came down to defending people who looked like him, he stuck by that mantra and then turned around and just kind of didn't talk out. Because at that time, if you did, you would have been blacklisted, literally and figuratively. Yeah. Like, you see what happened to the people who did the fist raise at the Olympics. Yeah. So all of those types of things all marry into each other, but it's just like that stuff made sense back then, and it got you in a really tight place. But now it's just like, you can talk about who you are. Nobody's gonna take away your endorsements or whatever. And if you're being threatened by that at this time, at this day and age, somebody else will pay you. Like, why are you sacrificing your personal freedoms for a few dollars or for $1 million? Like, there are other people who will give you a lot of money to be the brown woman who is Dominican. Talking about Zoe Saldana. So, I mean, like, I don't care what she does with her time. I just want her to shut the fuck up when she's trying to tell people of color what to do and how to act when she doesn't
accept
want
the new administration.
Yeah, it's just like, that's real easy for you. You live in the household, you're married to a white dude, so like you get to reap some of the benefits. Because even if it gets super racist, y'all got money where y'all could leave. Yeah. So don't tell me who can't leave. People like me who can't leave. Like, oh, you need to just accept it. Bitch, you accept it. So, give me some of your money and then I'll accept it with you. How about that? So, I mean, like, it ain't really about color. It's, for me, when these people saying this stuff, it hurts to see a person of color say that type of thing more.
But it's more
because these motherfuckers got money. Yeah. They got money, so they can be comfortable. Like, when you got a lot of money, you can sit there and laugh when somebody makes a racist comment because what they think doesn't matter because you could buy them out of their house and home. It matters if I'm sitting at the table with a bunch of people who got more money than me and then want to talk about niggers. So that shit matters. And it harms people like me. It harms people like Rick. It harms anybody who isn't the epitome of what they, as in racist, rich people think of as acceptable. So it's just like, I will not trust it the entire time. It'll be exactly like it was, but even more vigilant than when Bush was president.
I think we're lucky enough to be in California. Yeah, there's still racist motherfuckers out here.
I mean, I'm lucky enough, but every person that's in my family isn't. Yeah. I have no known family out here. So it's just like, I'm concerned about every person I give a damn about besides the few that are here in California.
And originally Lisa's from Virginia, so Virginia already has a history of
it's kind of racism. People are working and fighting for it there, but it's not as progressive everywhere in Virginia like it is in some areas, I'll say. Because there are areas where there's progressive stuff happening, but I feel like the young people are getting distracted by social media progression versus like real life progressiveness. So it's just like, yes, we need progression in accepting gay people, accepting trans people, but we also need to work on accepting people who, not just blocking them off into groups and they be people. Yeah. So that's a big issue. And because Virginia has this long history of all of the segregation, and then the racial segregation hasn't been fully addressed. So people are getting distracted by like bathroom shit on the internet and all this stuff, and they're fighting these invisible wars. And it's just like, bitch, there's a real war. The wrong people come to town, they're gonna murder every person you know that gets in their way who doesn't fit their form. Yeah. So if it's a guy who now is a woman, he's toast. If it's a guy who's married to a guy or a woman who's married to a woman, like, those people are in danger. And they're
Not
so busy worried about, well, it's just like, and then if they're brown, it's even worse. It's just like they're so worried about what's politically correct and what fits and what type of conversation you're allowed to have, what kind of questions you're allowed to ask people and pronouns and all of this shit. You're not seeing that. It's just like, that's a distraction. Like, that's some shit you deal with on an individual basis. This is not something we should have public forums about. This is something you need to talk to your racist or sexist friend about, not have Facebook posts. You need to make Facebook posts and have groups and organize marches so motherfuckers can have somewhere to go when they live in a neighborhood full of people who are Trump supporters who decide today is the day I want to show my ass. Like, that's the type of shit that people need to organize about. So it's just like, in the communities that I'm familiar with from college, there's a lot of that whole, like, I'm progressive, look at me. And it's just like, bitch, be about it. Stop talking about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. So yeah, but that's everywhere. Yeah. But for sure in places like Virginia and South Carolina, North Carolina, if you live in Alabama, I mean, like, shit, get the fuck out. Yeah. Like, unless you own property. Like,
I feel the only way any of this is going to change is what they were saying, like, during the election. People need to move into those areas. Unfortunately, that's the only way, because if you're trying to get these red states to become blue or fucking just have a broader sense,
you need to be a registered voter in that district.
There has to be more diversity in those states. Yeah. But that's not going to happen because...
Well, I mean, at this point, if you know that you're a minority in an area and you're in a place where you feel like you want to leave, this is a good time to do so and find a place where you know that it's a little more accepting. Yeah. You know, and then if you don't have that luxury to move out of state or whatever have you, at least connect with people.
Form your community.
That you feel like will be on your side. Yeah. Yeah, in a community. And then as far as the whole, like, he's black, she's black, they're not on my side shit, like, that shit doesn't matter. It's more about, like, who those people are inside and what they're really about.
Do you want to talk about what recently happened with you online?
Oh, the black shit? Yeah. Oh, man. No, whatever.
Okay, it's fine.
I'll just say this. Being on someone's side is not being the same color and agreeing with the same concepts. Being on someone's side means that if some shit goes down, they got your back. And those are the kind of people you're looking for. Yeah. Not that, like, oh, we're gonna rob a bank together, ride or die, beat up somebody type of shit. I'm saying, like, you're in danger, and you can go to that person and say, hey, can I stay here tonight? Or there's a lot of weird shit going on in my neighborhood, or my roommate, or whatever. Yeah. You can say, hey, can I lean on you a little bit here? And those people are on your side. But I just, I already knew that people were like this, but I actually ran across somebody online in a forum, and this shit was about hair. And I basically, in so many ways, got called, like, a coon, if you will, or I guess at least that's how I took it. Like, she's basically, like, trying to on the side call me a coon because I'm like, oh, white people can wear their hair like this too. It's not that fucking serious. It's not like it was a white girl rocking a wig afro and, like,
it's not like
too. It wasn't that type of shit.
It's not Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah, it wasn't Rachel Dolezal type of shit. It was just like a person who wants to wear their hair in braids or dreadlocks. I'm like, whatever, who gives a fuck? Hair. That's a worldwide hairstyle. That's not a black hairstyle. Yes, black people wear it, and black people should be allowed to wear that hairstyle and not be persecuted for looking dirty if a white person does not look dirty with it. Yeah. That's an issue. But the issue in the conversation was not about that. The issue for that woman was that white people shouldn't get to wear it because they're white and black people made it up. And I'm here to let you know that's bullshit. Like that? She's like, it's cultural appropriation. I'm like, bitch, find some Africans with dreadlocks. Yeah. Please, show me. And they'll probably be in North Africa. And I'm like, yeah, and you know how they got like that? There's an intermix in the culture there. People shared some things. And the people who were, like, in Mesopotamia wore dreadlocks too. Like, it's a worldwide thing. So
yeah, even in Athens, there's people who in the fucking their artwork, they show people with cornrows. Like, it's fucking ancient.
And they were mixed heritage people. They were not just black. They were not just white. They were like multicultural people. They had three different regions had people integrating, like intermixing. So that hair texture was the product of those cultures mixing. So I'm sure there were white girls with dreadlocks, with blonde hair, and there were black women who wear their hair the way the white women wear. I mean, there are Celtic hairstyles with braids that interconnect that are basically like how black women wear their hair. So it's silly. It's silly to be worried about superficial shit.
I think
it's like
people are looking for a reason to be angry.
Like, I like to talk shit, but I'm not really, that's not 100% how I feel.
Yeah, like I said, I think people are looking for a reason to be angry, especially online. If they can be angry online, even better.
Yeah, but my problem is that when it really matters, these people are not angry in real life. And I don't mean throw a chair through a window angry. I just mean, like, if you're angry for real,
if you're fucking outraged, go do something about it.
You got an issue with that? Don't fucking buy that brand if you know that it directly affects a person who does not want your best interest.
If you're sick of injustices and you know that there's going to be a rally or a protest, go participate in it rather than talk shit online.
Yeah,
go do something about it.
But the thing is that people want to rally about shit. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. Like I'm sure there's some bitch somewhere like, we need to rally against white people wearing dreadlocks. And it's just like, bitch, there are black people dying in the street from police injustice, and you worried about hair?
Yeah.
Like, and then also, like, I have an issue with the false narrative that we're losing our culture. Yes. During the diaspora from Africa to America, my ancestors lost fragments of their culture, but there are new things here. And it'd be nice to learn the old things and how I connect to them, but to argue that you don't have anything when there's all of this stuff around, I was like, bitch, listen to some music. Shit, even Justin Bieber isn't Usher his he's Usher's protege. Usher's black. It's just like, come on, like the people that make the beats with some of these groups and stuff, I'm like, they come in to consult rappers who came up with this stuff, black men. They come in to consult those people. So it's just, or like, shit, the fucking president, bitch. It's just like, get the fuck out of town. Like, come on. Like, even Condoleezza Rice, people call her a traitor because she was on the Bush administration and everything, but the bitch was still in government and she still did her job. The way her bosses wanted her to. And guess what? She black. So it's just like, it's just like, whether you like it or not, it's still a part of black history. And if you're black and you want it to be a part of your culture, well, there it is. So I was just like, go sit the fuck down and be quiet, like, basically.
But yeah, that's we're gonna go ahead and end it there. We have about 5-7 minutes more before the fashion show starts. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna try to do more podcasts. Until then, this is Rick.
And this is Leesa.
Saying, do what you want and be happy. See you guys later.